And what a lovely day to be out on the water. Some exerting a little bit more energy than others. Fabulous venue as well, this, by the way, if you've never been down to Bristol Harbour, to the docks. When the original Robinson Crusoe, Alexander Selkirk, was rescued off his desert island in 1709, they apparently brought him back here first. Looked a little bit differently when Robinson Crusoe came back ashore, but he'll have enjoyed this racing, Greg. And here is the women's final. Oxford in purple against Bristol in yellow. Bristol a little slower off the start in the semi-finals. They'll hope for a sharper start here, and let's see if they get it.
Well, the Bristol crew managed to bury those blades deeply and then put the force onto them. Now we see them coming up to their fuller length stroke, and we see in the stroke sheet there the power, the connection going on, and I think Bristol have got away pretty well.
Oxford, though, beat Nottingham with a bit to spare. Quickest in the quarter-finals, much too much for London in the semi-finals. They were the pre-race favourites, the pre-regatta favourites, and Oxford in purple now, urged on by Tintin Stutter, emptying the tank.
The Oxford crew are emptying the tank. We can see them coming along here. They're looking strong, but can Bristol come back now? We've seen them come back before. We can see a little bit of a wobble in the steering again there. The crew's coming towards that buoy line, but can Oxford do it? Or will Bristol be able to make that move again and come back?
Into the final 20 metres, and it is the purple bedecked Oxford crew who have looked the class act from start to finish, who win the women's race, the Power8 Sprints, and Bristol, the hosts, satisfy themselves with second, but it is Oxford's day.
It's Oxford day. They look great off the start, and I think Bristol tried to hold and they tried to come back through the middle, but I think Oxford were able to hold their nerve, and then as it came towards the end, take control.
And they planned this very cleverly, it seems, Greg. They've always said that they'll keep something in reserve, offer a little bit more in the semi-final, offer all they have in the final.
Well, we see they managed to go 58 seconds then in the final, so Oxford found another 2 seconds between the semi-final and the final. They did have something up their sleeve, and they delivered when it mattered.
Well, it wasn't a great year for Oxford on the waters of the River Thames. However, it has been a much better day in the waters of the docks here in Bristol. They are the champions. They are Oxford.
Worthy champions, Oxford. They've been brilliant all day, setting a new PB in the final class act.
Yeah, they were dominant from the heats. I think secretly I was hoping Bristol would have something for the final. I learnt to row just down the road from here, so I was kind of a southwest girl by heart, but I'm really pleased to see Oxford actually put a really good race together for the finish, and Bristol gave it a good shot, but they didn't really have a chance from the word go there.
Let's go back to the start. How do they do it?
I mean, Bristol gave it a good shot, but Oxford were just so sharp off the start. They were really together, really short, sharp, driving through the water. You can see their boat just being propelled forward by every single stroke, and they just kept their heads in the boat. They weren't worried about what Bristol were doing. They weren't worried about the home crowd, and they just did their own thing, and that's what kept them going forward and crossing the line first.
I mean, it's the third race of the day for Bristol as well, and so to try and react to a bad start like that is really, really difficult. Tired limbs out there, heavy sunshine, they've been out in the water for hours. They don't go in between races, so they're feeling it, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And to be fair for Bristol, it wasn't a bad start from them. It was probably one of their better starts they've had today, but it was just, Oxford were just better, unfortunately. So it's fantastic. They've all done really well, and I'm sure they're all absolutely exhausted. It has been hot. I hope they've had water in the boats with them. If not, they need to get a lot into them to now.